All right.
Okay.
Here we go.
So we're live. You want to kick it off, Nicole?
Sure.
Oh, guess what?
What?
The level 4 has sold out already. The new level 4.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So we launched it.
How many spots did you launch with?
I don't know if that's public. I don't know if I'm supposed to make it public. A lot, a good amount. And the reason we, because there's still the interactivity, so we couldn't. It's not just like an online course. There's still, you have to work with someone. So I'll say this: more than 20, less than 100.
There you go.
I'll tell you offline. I'll tell you when we're offline.
I mean, I didn't have any doubts. Did you think it? Did you?
Pool boy, what's up, Dave and friends? I'm always kind of skeptical at first.
Yeah.
Pessimistic before being optimistic, glass half empty type of guy,
Mm-hmm. All right. Well, that's super cool. We should talk about that at some point. Okay, but hi, Jason.
Hi.
Jason, we're really excited to talk to you. I think this one's going to resonate with a lot of people. So everybody, Jason is I won't say owner, but the starter of BCSD CrossFit, which is you can tell a little bit more, but it's basically a CrossFit PE class in a middle school setting, public middle school setting. So can you just tell us a little bit about the program in general?
Yeah, so it is exactly what you said. It's a CrossFit within the PE setting. And what we do here is we give the kids some choices. We were, 5 years ago, we were looking at different ways to keep kids engaged. We're going through COVID and different things. And I was doing some research, and my wife and I love to go to the CrossFit games. We talked to some people at the CrossFit games and through the CrossFit Kids, and they're like, oh, well, you could do something at school. And I was like, you know what, we could make this one of the choices. We've dabbled with it. We've done a few different, units with it, short duration. The kids they seem to enjoy it. But then, we're looking for, like I said, a way to engage the kids a little bit more. So we came up with this concept where every 5 weeks they can choose an option. CrossFit is one option, traditional team sports is an option, and lifelong activities is an option. And this is at middle school, 6th, 7th, and 8th grade. Okay. And I really didn't know going in how many kids for CrossFit I would get, if I would get, a couple kids a class, or if we would get more. And it's exploded, actually. It started off, we were around 30%, overall in the entire building. We have about 850 kids. We're about 30%.
Wow.
This year, we're up over 40% that seem to choose CrossFit each time. Some will come and some will try a team sport or try a lifelong activity, and then they'll come back. And I get kids that come down all day long through study halls or whatnot. If my class is small enough, I allow them to come in. So I got kids that come down twice a day, every day. Even though we're doing the same activity or the same workout, they still want to come do it. So they're volunteering to come down and do extra. I stay after school, and the kids come in after school sometimes and do some extra lifts. So it's really, the kids are really taken to it, and they really enjoy it. And I think they love that it's constantly varied. So that's always something new, and we're always changing. And kids like that, they don't want to do the same thing over and over again. So and I'm able to change it and go along with how they're doing.
So I have so many questions. So just as a starting point, like for regular PE, they could choose to play like kickball or track or something like that. But then this option is CrossFit. So do you advertise it? Like, do they know what they're going to be doing, or they just like, I see this option? Yeah.
So no, they know what they're doing when they go to team sports. There'll be a list of whatever the case might be, basketball, soccer, whatever it is for that 5-week period. For CrossFit, I list the same thing every single time, constantly varied functional movements. And I list out different things, we're going to do gymnastics. We always do some sort of hip hinge, so that deadlift, or we'll always squat, some variation of a squat, and those types of things will be constant throughout the 5 weeks. And we always try to hit those just so that their technique gets better and better as they go. And they tend to choose it, which is great. I can't believe, how many kids have taken to it. It's awesome. One of my fellow teachers, she now has her L2, and she teaches some of the class. We've had to expand it into more class periods. So we used to just teach it 5 class periods a day. And now we do it all day long. So
wow. Really and you're a level 3 trainer, right?
I'm level 3. I heard your week in review last week, Dave. I was intrigued by that L4 now that because it's, a little bit, more adjustable for what I'm doing at school. So I knew I couldn't do the first round, and hopefully in the summer I can get to it though.
Oh, that's cool.
I have a couple quick questions. What are some of, and this is taking us off track a little, what are some of the lifeline activities?
Lifelong. So you could see something
lifelong.
You could see like cornhole. Right now they're doing bowling. So they're doing some things that literally there's lifelong activities. They're for the, we got some population of kids that moving isn't their favorite thing to do, but they'll go in and we can do some target stuff, and they'll run around a little bit. Foursquare actually is a huge popular thing. That might be the most popular thing that they do.
Okay, so it's still physical in nature.
Still physical, yes.
I was thinking maybe it's like arts and crafts.
Yeah, no, still PE. Okay. Yeah, yep.
Definitely. Let's take this question since it just came up. At Yayla Jennings, was there resistance by the school to including CrossFit as an option initially, or were they very open to the idea?
Initially, they wanted more info on it and what exactly it was and how we were going to incorporate it in. We've got a great principal, and she backs us right now and make sure that we always have this option available. And when we first got going, there was an athletic director here that he said, let's give it a try. If it works, that's great. If not, we can go back to the drawing board the next year. But having those two behind me was huge. And then the school board, followed suit, and we've been lucky since. They help us out with, making sure we're staffed and we have the right equipment and things like that. So
I'm going to ask you a question that's maybe a little premature in this whole evolution, or where we should be in the interview, and maybe not appropriate for this, but how can we help? What can CrossFit do? What do you need from us to make this better? Like, what could CrossFit do to help you guys?
That's a good question. I love the open stuff that comes up. So the kids do get into that. We'll watch some of the open announcements, and then there's some teachers that are also involved that go to school here. So we'll look at the leaderboard and just see, so-and-so did on the, on the first workout or second workout, and the kids will come in and asking about it. And, I think you guys do a lot as it is. So
I think what he's trying to say, Dave, is that 27.1's live announcement next year
right
could be at their middle school. That's what I'm hearing.
Yeah, exactly.
How many years? I might have missed this. How many years did you say the program's been going?
So this is year 5.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah, I think it's year 5. Exactly. Yep.
Do you have any follow-up with any of the young men and women who go to high school? Do you know if they still continuing on in training?
So they do. I've had some kids that they'll often come back and they want to work out again with us and do some things, but they want to follow up. I keep track of the records and things like that. So we have the record board going. So they want to check on that and see who's doing well and who's beating their record or coming close to it.
Oh, here's a way we can help. So some of those children or young men and young women who are in high school now that are, what's our minimum requirement to go to level 1? What's our age? Is it 17 or 16? I think it's 16.
It's not 17. I think it's 16.
I think it is 16. I'll comp a couple level 1s to your program for those individuals who have, who are still doing CrossFit and that are in contact with you. Hit me up and 2 spots for any of them who are still doing it in high school. And I think it's 16 is our minimum age.
Okay.
Yeah, it used to be
thank you. They'll love that. Thank you.
Yeah, that'd be fun.
Yeah,
that'd be awesome. So you've been doing it for 5 years. That was kind of my next place is like, so you've had kids that you've seen do this for 3 solid years. Like,
So this is our third year.
Notice?
So this is our third year really solid doing it, where everyone's going through, and the numbers are really off the charts, especially in strength. The strength numbers are really big. So, for instance, we did deadlift the other day. So, and they love the deadlift. I could be doing that, but we had a boy when he came in. He could already deadlift about 180 pounds, and he did 400 the other day, which is incredible for a kid.
Wow,
14 years old, and he's always down there. He's working hard and doing it. We've got a few others that are that way. Gymnastics, we try and do wall walks and things like that, so they're upside down quite a bit. And just seeing the kids when we first started doing it, it was a novelty. You had a few kids that could do it. Now, we do 5 minutes, quick warm up of wall walks, and they're all hopping on and doing it, and they can do 3, 4, 5 at a time and keep going. So it's increments like that. Pull-ups is another thing where we almost didn't have almost nobody doing pull-ups. And now kids are able to do pull-ups, and they come in. That's the first thing they do. And I let them come in. There's a rig on the side, and they jump up and they're doing pull-ups, and we have monkey bars, and we'll do monkey bars to get moving. But those types of things are things that it's incredible, the difference.
And so what do you do for programming? Like, are you following, like, do you write your own stuff, or how does that work?
Yeah. So I write my own stuff, and we're 40-minute period. So we don't have time to do the long WODs or whatnot. And
they're kids. Yeah.
Yeah, they're kids. So I keep it as fun as possible. We do a lot with scooters, for instance. And, it's just putting their feet on a scooter and trying to walk, forward, or putting their hands on and having them walk like a wheelbarrow. They love scooters. And I try and scooters. Yeah. Like you would normally see in an elementary phys ed class, we bring out, and
like a little scooter,
like a little, a little flat. It's flat with 4 wheels. Yeah. Old school.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Yeah.
So it's actually a great core workout for the kids. They don't realize it. They'll get into it. They'll race each other and whatnot. But, we keep it as fun as possible. So we'll always do something fun to warm up with, and some sort of game or whatnot. And then we get into, it's either, the strength. It's constantly varied. So we'll do a heavy day some days, and then some days is gymnastics, and some days is just working on technique with cleans. We'll do Olympic lifting and snatching, and we do a lot of single arm snatching, those types of things.
That's
so
awesome.
This is what you meant. Hold on, I'm pulling it up. I put in scooters for fitness, and this came up, the pink item.
Something very much like that. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
So you've been talking about Olympic lifting and things like that. So do you guys have barbells and weights? And
we do. So we have bumper plates, and we have 15-pound barbells. I actually have some 5-pound barbells, especially for the 6th graders just coming in. Yeah. So they can throw on some plates and make it.
It matters.
It
helps.
It matters for sure. Yeah. And then we have 35 and 45-pound bars. But, Olympic lifts, they're usually at the 15-pound bar in training, and a lot of technique work with that. We do a lot of Bergner warm up with PVC pipes and things like that. And that becomes like part of our everyday warm up sometimes throughout some of the parts of the year. Even if we're not Olympic lifting that day, we still incorporate that in just to keep the repetitions going and keep them working on the technique, especially for the clean. That it's one that's doable by a middle schooler.
And Jason, if I remember correctly, you also own an affiliate, right?
Yeah, part owner of an affiliate. It's about the same time I started this. We started that one as well.
And how long have you been a PE teacher?
I've been a PE teacher now, 28 years.
Okay. And then when did you start CrossFit?
So I started CrossFit myself, 2011, Halloween, 2011. So
why Halloween?
Yeah, it just happened to be that day.
Okay.
I was just, I was looking for a spot. I was like, you know what, I will try this out maybe for a month or so and see if I can get some ideas for phys ed. And then here I am 15 years later still.
Oh, wow. So have you taken the kids course?
I have. I love the kids course. I did it in person when it was in person.
Yeah.
Arguably my favorite course that I've taken. I can't think of his name. He's from Chicago. I can picture him in my head. I'll remember when I get off.
Joe DeGang.
Oh, Joe DeGang.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, he did an awesome job. I was sore for days after that. I couldn't believe it.
Kid stuff, it's hardcore.
It is. Picking up PVC pipes and doing forward rolls is.
So one of the things I remember from the kids course is they have a lot of things that actually they're great cues, obviously for kids, but they're an extra toolbox. They're an extra tool in your toolbox for adults.
No, I agree.
They're good. They're good things that sometimes if you have someone who isn't connecting with your traditional cues that you get a level 1 or level 2, some of the stuff that you use on children can work on them.
Back to the basics. They do. I agree. I've tried.
Well, and I love the cueing strategy with the kids of like acknowledging what they're doing well, right? So we always tend to and it's amazing how that just like makes all these other kids motivated. Like, hey, I like the way you're pushing your knees out. And then all the other kids are like, well, I want the coach to say something to me, so I'm going to push my knees out. It's like a total flip, right?
It is. It is a total way you do it, but it
That's
works.
good.
It works. It works for no matter what age kid or adult.
Yeah, that is true.
Yeah.
So how much do you go into the why or like the education side of CrossFit? Do they just show up and they're like, this is what I do, this is CrossFit? Or do you sprinkle in little bits about nutrition, or that might be too much, to cover in the 40 minutes, but
I actually do quite a bit of nutrition. I do it starting January through March 1st. We do. And what I do is I send them a form they fill out, and I'm like, what do you want to know about nutrition or something? So they come back with there's a wide range of full things that we come back.
I bet.
We do start with the macronutrients and things that they can, look up and the food labels and things like that. And then creatine was actually a big thing. So today we just discussed what is it. I'm not telling you to go do it. I'm just saying this is what creatine is, and
what's the latest thoughts on creatine for children, basically?
The research that I read, it's it's safe. Yeah, it's fine.
Okay.
There's nothing against it.
All the way down. Because I thought about recommending creatine to my daughter who's running, but I don't know. I need to research it. But thank you for sharing that.
I tell the kids, do all your research and obviously talk to your parents. But yeah, the research that I know is it's fine for kids.
Okay.
Do you guys have soda and like vending machines in your school?
Vending machines? Yeah.
Yeah. And soda or no soda? There's
no soda. They do have plenty of junk food though that they get in the state, lunches or whatnot. But they know because I'll walk around the cafeteria and they'll tell me what protein they're having or whatever else they're if it's something bad, they'll try and hide it. Yeah. But it's they're at least starting to learn. My goal is hey, here's the information. Hopefully you can learn and go with it. And some of the high schoolers, I still get emails that are now training for sports or whatnot. They'll still send me notes saying, hey, I'm training for this swim event coming up. What can I do? If this is what I'm eating, things like that, which is kind of cool that they reach out.
Do you get any feedback from the boys or girls that go to high school about like how they feel in the weight room when they go to high school based on like what they've done with you in middle school?
Yeah. And I get more feedback from the teachers and coaches up there. They're like, wow, I can really tell who is with you down in the middle school, which is nice. Yeah. So we've got athletic trainers up there and saying, yeah, I can tell who's been through your program and, who's just starting out. Cause some kids they're just learning how to squat when they get there or whatnot. That we do in our lifelong in team sports, we do, basic squats, but they don't harp on it. And then obviously in CrossFit, we do it multiple times throughout the year. But it's fun to hear what they say, and the teachers are like, yeah, I can tell who was in your class. And now I guess the other day, some of the kids asked me, they asked us who had you for phys ed and who did CrossFit. So they knew coming in.
Yeah. I feel like just for a ninth grader going into like a high school setting and like the, intimidation of a weight room in general, it's just such a confidence boost for you to be able to go in and know your way around the weight room in high school. And so to have 3 years of that is huge.
Yeah, no, I agree 100%. And especially the girls, I think sometimes they shy away when they get up there, but now they're hopefully getting in there and going right at it.
Yeah.
Do you see any correlation to any of the other aspects of their lives changing? Like maybe their study habits or their school, just their engagement in classroom and maybe,
Actually, I do it, and the counselors often will mention something. They're like, "Hey, this kid is really into CrossFit," and they use it as a carrot. They're like, "Hey, if you want to keep going, this do X, Y, and Z, behave, or can I talk to the kid because just relatable." But then we'll schedule some other times for the kids to come down and get some extra workouts in, which helps them focus in school and in class. And we talk about class and just relate in a different way to hopefully keep them on the right path of what they need to do to keep it going.
Wasn't that the old CrossFit, not old, but that was one of the, like in the real traditional setting for CrossFit, the idea was like, do the CrossFit workout like before the most difficult subject for the kid, or there was something about that in the old, or in the manual about just how to relate the two with their learning habits.
I think it settles the kids down for sure. You get some of that energy out and So whether it's CrossFit or any other
Yeah.
movement,
Activity.
just get run in and do something. Yeah, I'm sure that definitely helps.
Yeah.
And then what do you guys do for equipment? Like, have you just kind of gathered it like piece by piece?
Yeah. So over the years,
what are your main corrals of equipment categories?
Over the years, I've collected and put in for grants and got a few grants, but we do have a rig, which is awesome. And
that's huge.
Yeah, which is very.
Are all your pull-up bars pretty low?
I do have a whole section of low pull-up bars, and I got a section of high ones. So cool. We still need the boxes for some kids, but they love to jump. So we do have boxes for box jumps and things like that. But we got the bars, the bumper plates, med balls, slam balls. Slam balls are always fun for them.
Yeah.
Sleds, when we can get outside, they love to pull sleds and run with sleds and do things like that. So we'll do some sled stuff, and we do a lot of stuff on the rig itself though, and doing that. So gymnastics mats in the wall for them to do their wall walks, which they really like. That's about it. We don't have a ton more than that.
Yeah.
Have you had any teachers or parents see the kids and their success and decide to try it on their own, try to dive in?
We have. I've had some teachers definitely are doing that. And I actually have this year, I have some parents that are at my other gym that now their kids are doing it. So it's the other way too, but yeah, it's gone both ways actually. It's fun to have everyone, working out in the family. And I've got some kids, they're 8th graders this year, that they want to do more. So they signed up at the gym for CrossFit Kids and doing it that way too, which I get that a bunch now, whether it's our gym or a different gym. I've had kids go to other gyms too, which is great. I just want them to keep doing it.
So do these kids have PE every day?
They have it every other day.
Every other day. Okay.
Every other day.
And then, so, I mean, if somebody was like, man, I'm a PE teacher at this middle school, wherever, what would you recommend? I know PEs have different structures and things like that, but how would you recommend they go about it?
To get started, I would.
Yeah, to get as an option.
Well, go to your principal, start there, and go to your athletic director, start there and get their backing first, and just sort of, have a plan in your head of what you envision that to be. Every school obviously is a little different. They might have every day phys ed for a certain period of time. Ours is every other day. And I started doing bits and pieces of CrossFit before we went full in. So I got a little bit of buy-in there. I was like, hey, I've tested it out with, the bars. We've done some hip and, the deadlift and the squat and press and things like that. Okay. And kids are really into it. They really want to do that. So get your backing of your administration first, and then get into as much as you can and talk to people at CrossFit. My wife and I like to go to CrossFit games every year. So I would talk to some of the staff there, and they were very helpful in things that we could do and go about, getting the whole thing started.
Yeah.
Are you going to come to San Jose this year?
We're just talking about that the other day. It's a little further than Albany was for us. Albany was right up the road, but yeah, I think we're going to make that trip out.
It's a very cool location. And I mean, if you have time to put a couple days on either end, I'd highly recommend obviously going to the beach. The beaches are close, 30, 40 minutes away. But Yosemite, I don't know if you've ever been to Yosemite Valley, Yosemite National Park.
I've never been out west, so that's
okay. There you go.
Perfect.
San Francisco's right there, obviously. Yosemite is a couple hours away. So many things to do. Napa, if you guys like to have a glass of nice wine, there's a lot of cool wineries up there. So.
Oh, nice. Yeah.
And then the ranch, CrossFit Ranch. This is about an hour south.
Yeah. What are you going to do for the ranch?
Oh, wow.
Yeah, we're going back and forth. We're thinking about offering tours, basically like in San Jose, jump on a bus, drive 45 minutes an hour, do something here, and then head back. So we're looking at the possibilities of doing things like that.
Oh yeah, that would be fun. That'd be awesome. We loved Madison. That's when we started going, when it was in Madison. That was a drive, so we could drive 11 hours and get there. And obviously Albany, but
Madison.
Yeah,
that'll be great. Jason, I really wanted to hear your this today because I teach a middle school class at our gym, and last fall the chatter with my middle schoolers was that they were told by their PE teacher if they squatted that low that it was going to affect their grade. And we had to have this like deep just discussion on like, do you do what you believe in and know is right, or do you get the right grade? And so just, are you the only PE teacher? You said there was another woman helping out, but like, you kind of have the full.
Yeah, the others, I'm the lead one for CrossFit, so I write everything. The other one who got her L2, she now goes to CrossFit as well. And it took her a little while to buy in for a few years, but now she's all in and she does a really nice job. She's an awesome job, actually.
Sweet.
And one other teacher took the CrossFit Kids course online, so she's got that. So she doesn't teach it, but she's got that ability. And no, it took some buy-in, and there's still times where kids will come in and say, "Oh, I was working with my soccer coach, and this is what they told us." I was like, "Well, when you're with soccer coach, then you got to do what they tell you. But when you're here, we're going to do it this way, and this is why." And then I usually tell them why.
Yeah,
and lots of times if you give them a why, then they'll be like, "Oh, okay," and then they're ready to go and do it.
Yeah.
But we still get some of those that can't lunge far enough, and squat, like you said, squatting or deadlifting, any weight. So we still get all those things.
For sure. Well, we got to make sure that Jason gets a couple level 1s. Yeah, Dave.
Yes, okay. For sure.
And then just so we're on the same page.
Contact.
Okay. And then just so we're on the same page, you can take the level 1 and be quite young. You can be like 14.
Okay.
You just can't take the test.
You can't sit for the exam until you're 17.
Oh, that's good to know. That's
if you've got a kid that
I got it. I do have
might get something
a couple
out of
that
it.
pop into my head. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
No, that's awesome. Thank you guys very much. They'll be pumped.
Cool. Well, thanks for joining us. This was really great. It was cool to learn about
thank you guys. No, thanks.
Yeah, thanks a lot, Jason. Appreciate the time. And you have any last thoughts or anything you want to share about the program or your CrossFit journey?
No, I hope more middle schools get involved and they can get it going too, and keep it rolling everywhere as much as possible. I think the kids, if they have fun doing it in middle school, then they're going to be like you guys said, they're going to be confident going into high school and then beyond.
Maybe we should work together on a package that we can help push to middle schools in terms of like even how to get started. Here's some basic programming. That would be fun. Something like that, where providing resources, since you have 5 years of experience basically doing this now.
Yeah, I would love to do that. I could definitely write something up for that.
Okay, cool. Well, we'll be in contact, and definitely hit me up on the level 1s.
All right, will do.
All right.
Thank you.
Thanks very much, guys.
Thanks for jumping on.
Bye.
Bye.